Hello and welcome to Taste Your Travel. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Melissa.
And today we're going to talk about the restaurants that we went to while we were in Aruba. So we got to Aruba at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Aside from getting to our room and unpacking, it was a bit of an adventure. So we decided to go to Champions, which is the sports bar next door to the Aruba Surf Club, which is actually at the Aruba Ocean Club. So between the four of us, we got the Champions Sampler Platter. We actually had this a few years ago when we were there.
It was better a few years ago.
Yeah, it was better the first time we went. It's basically, I think, some chicken wings, french fries, hamburger sliders, and onion rings. It also had some like celery and vegetables that
nobody eats.
Yeah, nobody eats. we don't like that stuff. Give us the fried goodness. Okay, so the next day we went to Gianni's. This is an Italian restaurant in the Palm Beach area. And here we got spaghetti. What did you think of the spaghetti?
Spaghetti was really good.
This is, maybe you can explain how they make the spaghetti, because it's quite an interesting experience.
Yeah, they have this huge wheel of Parmesan. And
it's been hollowed out.
Yeah, it's been hollowed out. The waiter comes over and he starts scraping the Parmesan cheese out. He lights it on fire, and it creates like this gooey, cheesy consistency.
The
sauce, and then they put the spaghetti in it, and they kind of mix it around, and then they put it on your plate.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it's literally a huge thing of cheese. It's pretty good.
It was delicious, actually. It was quite good.
Yeah. The actual restaurant was really pretty. It was, my mom said it was the fanciest restaurant she'd ever been to.
We would definitely recommend it. I would give it
I would give
3.5 to 4 stars. I would give it 3.5 to 4 stars out of 5.
I would give it 4.
4. Wow. So next up, we went to the Dutch Pancake House, and here we each had Dutch pancakes. I believe I actually had the Caribbean Delight Dutch pancake, and these pancakes are much different than what you would expect here in the United States. They're really large and very thin, and they're kind of topped with whatever kind of toppings you would want. Mine had kind of a pina colada sauce and chopped up bananas, so it was actually very delicious.
I had the Chocolate Delight Dutch pancakes, and mine had bananas and Nutella.
I think it had strawberries on it too.
And I think it had strawberries on it as well. And they're about the size of I would say they're the size of a pizza, maybe like a medium pizza.
Yep.
But they're very thin, almost the consistency of a crepe. So they have a different texture to them. And we also had a appetizer that was called pofferties.
Pofferties, yes. And they're actually made in I have a pan here, they're made in a large pofferties pan. Made of cast iron, and you cook, they're a Dutch treat, I guess you could say. And we actually bought a pofferties pan while we were in Aruba, because we simply can't get them here. We've tried. Can't even really find them on Amazon. You can find apple skeever pans, but not pofferties. So one of these days I'm actually going to make some pofferties, and we'll do a video on taste testing the pofferties like we did the Bliss Snazzy Shakes.
This is a $35 pan.
Yeah, $35 pan. Got
heavy.
That very heavy. Got that at Superfoods, and just packed it back in our luggage. So that will be a future video. So what did you think? How would you rate the Dutch Pancake House?
I would rate it maybe a 4. It's a little pricey for what you get. I would definitely do it for breakfast or lunch. I wouldn't make it dinner. We have a tendency to eat one big meal per day and maybe like a light breakfast. Light breakfast being a bagel. So this was our meal for the day, and within a couple of hours we were hungry again. So
yeah. So we were basically driving around the whole day around Aruba, and then this was kind of our last stop for the day. So I would also give it I think a 3.5 to a 4. It was pretty good.
And you said outside. Most of the restaurants in Aruba, you're outside on a patio, so that was nice.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely pretty good. It was actually at the Renaissance Mall in Aruba, kind of right downtown Oranjestad on the harbor.
Parking is not the best.
Yeah, parking was kind of a challenge because you're parking at the Renaissance Mall. There's a big harbor there. We were able to see a couple cruise ships while we were there as well, but it was pretty good. The next restaurant on the itinerary was Faro Blanco. This is an Italian restaurant up by the California Lighthouse. And maybe you want to explain the main benefit of going to Faro Blanco.
we've been there several times, and besides the fact that they have really good Italian food, pretty authentic food, they are placed on a bluff that kind of overlooks all of Aruba. And you're at one end of the island. You sit outside on the patio, and you make your reservations to go at sunset. So I would say look up the time that you're there, find when the sun's going to be setting, and make your reservations about 45 minutes before sunset. That'll give you time to kind of get your food ordered, and you'll see everybody there taking pictures.
Everybody will be taking pictures of the sunset.
Of the sunset.
Yep.
So
once the sun sets, you get that beautiful, depend on the day. Hopefully it's not really too cloudy, but you'll have these beautiful orange and reds of the sunset. So
fabulous sunsets.
Yeah, fabulous sunset views. So it's definitely a place to go for the atmosphere and the ambiance of the sunset. Yeah. The food, it was actually pretty good.
I liked it. We both had lasagna. My parents had pizza, where they do like a wood-fired pizza, so they had individual pizzas. But the lasagna I think I've had lasagna every time I've been there, so the lasagna is really good. Yep.
I would give it a 5 out of 5 for the atmosphere and the sunset, and maybe a 4.5 for the food. What about you? Food,
I would do... Actually, mine was really good. I would do 5. I like Italian food, so for me, I'm pretty picky, but yeah, I think it was...
And then you can't argue with the sunset.
Can't argue with sunset.
Yeah. Next up is Pizza Bob's. This is a pizza restaurant that we had actually been to on our last trip to Aruba. This is in the low-rise area in Aruba. And it's basically just a small pizza place. You kind of sit out on a patio. They also have a little bit of indoor seating, because the last time we were there, we actually sat indoors. I think it was raining that day. But this last time in Aruba, we sat outside. Had some kind of, I don't know if they're not really picnic tables, they're just some tables underneath, kind of like a covered patio. They also have a few tables with some umbrellas. Now we got 2 pizzas. One was the Pizza Bob Special, had Italian sausage, mushrooms, green peppers, and onions, and it was actually really good. They seem to put a lot of toppings on it. Definitely no shortage of toppings. The other pizza we got was the Mexican pizza, and this was actually, it said on the menu it was a secret recipe, but when you asked them what was on it, they riddled off the ingredients.
There wasn't much of a secret.
It wasn't much of a secret, and then when you obviously get the pizza, you can see the ingredients on it, and it looked like it had cheese,
olives, onions, sausage,
and I think some peppers. Yeah, so it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
As far as rating for Pizza Bob's, I mean, it's pizza, and you're in Aruba. Most people aren't thinking of pizza. It's another Italian place we went to.
I like Italian.
Missy likes Italian, so we went there, and I would give it a 3 out of 5.
I would give it a 4 out of 5. I think the fact that they put so many toppings on the pizza, they were very, actually, they undercharged us, and you actually walked back.
Yeah, they undercharged us when we got the check, and I think I said this in our vlog, but I said it incorrectly in our vlog. It came to $53 and change, and I believe they charged us $5 and change. So for whatever, like it was $53.79. As an example, and they charged us $5.79. Somebody missed a button.
So that waitress would have been in trouble.
Yeah, so I made sure I let them know, and they quickly voided the first transaction and recharged the correct amount. Next up was the Hard Rock Cafe. Anytime we go on a trip and there's a Hard Rock, in fact, we actually
we plan our trips around Hard Rock Cafe. We've been to probably 65 or 70 Hard Rocks. We collect the pens. Used to collect the shot glasses. Kind of narrowed it down to we collect pens now. And we are all in the Hard Rock Rewards Club, and it's free to sign up. If you travel during the month of your birthday, you get a buy one get one free meal at any Hard Rock. So we always plan to go somewhere in the month of our birthday, and between me and Jeremy and my parents, 3 of us had birthdays within that month.
Also, technically in September, your dad's birthday is in September, and your birthday is in September, so they both
had that's what we did, Yeah,
so they both had a coupon, and so Joan and Larry got a buy one get one free, and Missy and I got a buy one get one free. So we all had ribeye steak, the most expensive item on the menu. Yeah. So all had ribeye steak.
It would have been probably a $45 meal per person, and basically, we're splitting that cost. And it's a really good ribeye steak. We've had these pretty much every country we've been to. We've done this in London, we've done it in Paris, we've done this everywhere. And it's a good meal. If you like
Yeah.
steak, they really cook a good steak.
It was good. So for this, I would give the Hard Rock Cafe a 4 out of 5. Just it was good steak. It was good steak. I'm not a huge steak fan at restaurants. I love my own homemade steak, but for whatever reason, I'm not a big steak eater at a restaurant. But I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
I would do 5 out of 5 because we got $90 worth of free food. So
That's true.
How are you going to not give them 5?
That's true. Well, because we didn't go in the month of our coupon, we wouldn't have had that free meal, would we?
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. So the next restaurant, this was kind of a last-minute decision. We didn't have this on our itinerary, kind of, or even planned to go here. We had been to this restaurant a few years back when we had been to Aruba previously, and it wasn't really all that great. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't that great, but we decided kind of a last minute to go, and that was Texas de Brazil, which is a Brazilian steakhouse. And if you're not sure what a Brazilian steakhouse is, what they do is they kind of cook everything on a spit, and then they have these people that come around. You have a little card that you put on your beside your plate. You have a green if you want them to stop and offer you some selection of meat, or you make it red if you don't, if you're done. So they walk around and kind of just cut the meat off of the big skewers. And
there's probably 10 or 12 different kinds of meat. There's 3 or 4 different kinds of steaks. There's lamb, there's chicken, there's sausage. And so you start out with the salad bar, which it's a pretty extravagant salad bar. Mm-hmm. They had really good cheeses on the salad bar, really good dressing on the salads. And my mom actually is not a big meat eater, so she tasted the meat but didn't really get meat. So she ended up just doing the salad bar. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you could fill up on the salad bar easy. And by the end of the meal, you're so full of meat that you don't care if you ever see a steak again. And I'm a steak eater. So Texas de Brazil, most people probably will be screaming at the screen right now because they probably love the restaurant. Not that we don't like it, we just weren't. I think for the cost that it entails, I think it's expensive for what you get. I mean,
yeah, I would agree. And another thing, the service here really wasn't ultimately the best.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay, and something to watch out for. Not very many restaurants, but we noticed a few restaurants kind of already add a service charge to the check. Most of the restaurants
20%.
don't. Yeah, it's like 18 to 20%.
Yeah.
Most of the restaurants don't, because they're used to Americans coming and traveling there, and they usually provide additional gratuity. But Texas de Brazil actually added gratuity.
Right.
And then when we got the check...
Which it's a lot of gratuity because it's an expensive check.
Yeah, it's an expensive check.
It's like a $60 meal per person, so you get a pretty big tip on a table of 4. Mm-hmm. And the waiter, you could...
Well, so when the check came, there was a big circle around gratuity, not around the gratuity that they added, but the extra gratuity line, making sure you noticed that. But then we figured, well, okay, the service was basically average. It wasn't spectacular. It was pretty good, but it wasn't...
there were times we didn't have water. I mean,
So we didn't provide any additional tip because there's already a service charge of nearly 20% added. So then as we were walking out, we could hear the waiter complaining under his breath that we didn't leave a tip.
Actually, I could hear him because he was literally still touching my chair.
Yeah, we hadn't even left the table.
Yeah, we hadn't even left the table. He actually was... I can't believe he didn't leave a tip.
Yeah, and this is actually something, if you actually go on TripAdvisor and check out reviews of this restaurant, there's a lot of people that make this complaint. Right. So just something to keep in mind.
And it's not like we wouldn't have tipped extra if we felt like we...
It was warranted.
Yeah, warranted. It was just, when you're eating that much food, they should not have a problem keeping a water glass full. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's something to mention, actually, for most restaurants in Aruba, well, all restaurants in Aruba. It's not like the United States where you go to a restaurant, you buy a soda, and you get unlimited free refills. You go to a Caribbean island, and you buy a soda, and that's the soda. If you want to buy another soda, it's another soda. So this was something my dad had a hard time grasping because he's used to drinking, 5 or 6 sodas at a meal, and when you're paying $2 and $3 a piece, so you're drinking 1 soda and then you're drinking water. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind and make sure you always ask. Don't assume that it's free refills because it's not like eating in the United States.
In fact, we didn't run into a single restaurant where they had free refills.
No.
Even the Hard Rock Cafe, which
I think
possibly might have, they didn't offer free refills. Okay, and we've now saved the best restaurant for last. This is on our last day in Aruba. We'd actually planned to try and go there a couple times during our trip, and definitely earlier in our trip, but this was the day we were flying out. We had to check out by 10 a.m. and we were headed to the airport, but our flight wasn't until later in the afternoon.
And then part of the island was on fire.
Yeah, there was a fire somewhere. We could see smoke.
Yeah, they closed the road.
That's
so
right,
like we had to do a big detour, and at this point my parents were like, do we really have to go to this restaurant that, you know, we've heard you talk so much about? We're taking a detour to go around this fire. It was a grass fire.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, no matter what it took, if we had to walk, we were going to this
We were going to
restaurant.
get to this restaurant, and this restaurant was
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
I know, everybody's saying, what? Taco Bell?
What's with Taco Bell? Was it,
It's the best Taco Bell.
Yes. So, the Taco Bell, they actually still have Fiesta Fry Supreme,
Yes.
which is something they actually kind of offer every once in a while in the United States as Nacho Fry Supreme, which they currently actually offering right now.
Yeah, they're
But
not the same.
Not the same. These are actually more like when we go to Canada. Anytime we go to Canada, the first stop is usually either Harvey's for poutine, or we go to Taco Bell and get Fry Supreme. How do you rate Taco Bell?
I would give it 10 out of 5.
10 out of 5 for Taco Bell in Aruba.
Taco Bell in Aruba, 10 out of 5.
I would give it, seeing what it was, I'm not going to compare to a lot of other restaurants. We're not food critics. Well, I guess we kind of are because we're doing a food TV or food video.
Yeah.
But I would give it, knowing what it was,
What's what you say?
I would give it 5 out of 5.
Okay.
Because it was very good Taco Bell. And it's one meal I look forward to the whole trip, and we didn't have it the very last day.
Yeah, and we almost didn't get to go because...
Yeah, we almost didn't get to go because fate was against us.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it took us like an extra 20 minutes to get to it.
Exactly. We actually had to put more gas in the van in order to get back to the airport. So
we had to drive out of our way to avoid the fire.
Exactly.
But it was good.
So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to subscribe. And also click that notification bell down below so you're notified when we post new videos.
If you'd like to find us on Facebook, we are located under Taser Travel. We give travel tips, if not daily, at least weekly. And we also share our videos on our Facebook page, as well as list any offers, special discounted vacations, cruises, all-inclusive packages. We have a little bit of everything on our Facebook page.
Yep. And as always, make your dreams reality.
Memories last a lifetime.
Take care.